I did my time from 2018 to 2022. If you've never been inside prison, there's something you need to understand first. Everything is about numbers, race, groups, who you're locked in with, who watches your back. And when you're Asian, especially Vietnamese, you're almost invisible on most yards. There were very few of us, sometimes none at all. That's how I ended up sharing a cell with the only other Vietnamese guy on the yard. He was older than me, a lifer, someone who was never going home. From the first week, he treated me like a little brother, showed me how things worked, what to avoid, who not to talk to. In prison, that kind of guidance can save your life. He barely spoke English, mostly broken phrases. But you didn't need words to understand him. He was respectful, quiet, kept his area clean, never snooped through my stuff, never crossed lines. In prison, that's all that matters. I used to get mail pretty regularly. Letters from my family, my mom, my people back home. That kind of stuff keeps you sane inside. One day during mail call, I saw a letter with our cell number on it, but the name wasn't mine. It was his. I remember feeling excited for him, almost proud. I handed it to him like it was something special. He froze. He looked at the envelope like it didn't belong to him, like it was a mistake. Then he asked me, real quiet, "For me?" I nodded. As he read the letter, I watched his face change, slowly. His hands started shaking. His eyes dropped to the floor. I knew right away it wasn't good news. Later that night, he told me what it said. He had written to his uncle back in Vietnam, trying to find out where his parents were. He hadn't heard from them in years. He just wanted to know if they were alive. His uncle wrote back and told him to drop dead. He told him he was an embarrassment to the family, that they brought him to America just for him to destroy his life, and to never contact them again unless he was getting released. And since he was a lifer, that meant never. I didn't know what to say. What do you say to someone who's already been erased by the world? He wasn't a bad person. He made a grave mistake when he was younger, a mistake that followed him forever. On top of that, he had a serious drug addiction. At first, I overlooked it. That's prison. People cope however they can. He'd tell me ahead of time when he was going to load up. That was our unspoken agreement. I didn't judge him. I didn't ask questions. As long as he respected the cell, respected my space, didn't touch my hygiene or personal stuff, we were good. One night he told me he was going to do his thing before count time. I was exhausted and ended up falling asleep early. Then I woke up to loud banging, 4 or 5 hard knocks on the cell door. Count time. I jumped off my rack and immediately noticed something was wrong. He was slumped over on the stool, completely gone. Like those people you see on the streets, strung out, frozen mid-position. The COs knew exactly what was going on. They always do. But sometimes they'd rather look the other way than write paperwork. I glanced at the table, and there it was. A gram of heroin, a syringe, a cotton ball, a spoon. My heart dropped. That alone could add 5 to 10 years to my sentence, plus the SHU, plus dead time, all because of someone else's mistake. After that night, I had to say something. I told him straight up, if he didn't get it under control, I'd have to move cells. I wanted to go home. I couldn't let his addiction take me down with him. He listened. He nodded. But I could tell. He wasn't ready to let go. A couple months went by after I moved out of the cell. We were still on the same yard, just different units. I'd see him from a distance sometimes. He wasn't the same. People started telling me he barely talked anymore. He stopped showing up to places he used to. Just moved like a ghost. He had no family support at all. No phone calls, no letters, nothing. Even after I moved cells, I still treated him like family. We were from the same area, same background. I'd let him talk to my mom on the phone sometimes, just so he could hear a familiar language. A familiar voice, something human. You don't realize how powerful that is until you're inside. Then COVID hit, and prison turned into hell overnight. We went into lockdown. Not for days, not for weeks, for months, 4 to 5 months straight. No yard, no programs, no visits, no phone calls, no mail going in or out. We had no idea what was happening in the outside world. No news, no updates, just rumors passed cell to cell. The COS were scared too. Some stopped coming to work. Some refused the vaccine. Others were forced to work short-staffed. Everything felt unstable. Tension was everywhere. People were losing their minds. And then it happened. Word spread that someone on the yard tested positive. Then another. Then another. My ex-cellmate was patient 0. He got moved immediately. Isolated in a different unit with other infected inmates. Completely cut off. No one could see him. No one could talk to him. He was alone. One day, while we were all locked down in our cells, the alarm went off. That alarm usually means a fight, or a stabbing, something violent. We waited. An hour passed, then 2, then 3. Finally, a CO came to my cell door. I thought I was getting extracted. I braced myself, hands behind my back, mentally preparing to get raided. Instead, he told me to step out. He walked me down the tier and stopped. Then he said words I'll never forget. He told me my ex-cellmate was found dead. He had braided bed sheets together, looping them between the AC unit, dropped to his knees, and spun his body until the circulation cut off. He ended his life alone in that unit. I felt like my chest collapsed. They walked me back to my cell, and I just sat there and cried. Full on, cried. In prison, where you're not supposed to show weakness. I didn't care. Some people are heartless. Word spread fast, and a few guys started making jokes about it. Laughing. Talking like his life meant nothing. I lost it. I smashed one of them in the break room for running his mouth. That mistake cost me. I caught 6 months in the SHU, plus extra time for inciting a riot. Another year added to my sentence, and 6 months of dead time. While I was in the SHU, I found out the truth. He didn't die. They brought him back. He was clinically dead for about 25 minutes. No oxygen to the brain. They resuscitated him, but the damage was done. He's been on life support in a medical yard ever since. 2 years now. The state can't pull the plug without family consent. And when they finally tried to contact his family, it was too late. They wanted nothing to do with him. I think about him a lot. About that letter. About that look on his face when he realized the world had moved on without him. Prison doesn't just take your freedom. It takes your identity, your connections, your sense of belonging. Some people survive it. Some people don't. I made it home eventually. I rebuilt my life. But a part of me stayed in that cell, in that moment, in that silence. I pray for his soul and his family's well-being to this day. Rest easy, brother. Life after death will be more graceful than what this world gave you. And I hope wherever you are now, you're finally reunited with the family that turned their back on you when you needed them most.